Hello, it's Man U Fanatic. I'm decided I'm going to do a prediction for MLB this year. Last several years, I haven't really been into it. I mean, I get into when the playoffs start, but it's very hard for me. I have a lot of stress when I watch the Cardinals play. Um, I mean, this is something that I grew up with. My biological father, was a Cardinals fan. I'm from St. Louis originally, and it's really about this and Manchester United are the two teams, and Florida State, of course, and kind of like is what I am about when it talks about sports, and the stress level that I have sometimes when I watch the Cardinals and Florida State play. It's very difficult for me, and with my recent stroke issue. But I'm going to go ahead and do it just because it gives me something to talk about. And like I said before, just doing these videos is therapeutic for me. I have like 12 subscribers now, which is great. But I think that's all about my men's issues stuff. But I put this out on Facebook so my family can see it. My extended family that I never see gets to see it, so they can hear me talk or whatever. I'm going to start with the American. In the East, I'm going to take Baltimore's going to win the division, and I'm going to put Boston in second. I just don't think that they're going to have another crappy year that they did, and I think they're going to be a wild card as well. And then that'll follow Toronto will be next, the New York, and then probably the Rays. And unfortunately for the Rays, they lost their manager, and if they get rid of their abomination of a park, that they might actually have it might draw players to Tampa Bay. In the Central, I've got Detroit and Kansas City. I think Kansas City is good, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to get a wild card. Chicago, White Sox, Cleveland, and in last place will be the Twins. It's just what it is. In the West, I think the best team in the American League is the LA Angels. So I put them number one there, and then Oakland behind them, and I think they'll be a wild card as well. And then Texas, Seattle, and Houston. There are a lot of people who got Seattle up at their top. I just don't buy into them. They have decent pitching, but we'll see. And they have a great stadium. I been there to see Manchester United play Celtic there a couple years ago with my daughter and my son. I mean, it's a good area, a good sports town. Not really, to me, they're not really a baseball town like St. Louis is. In the National League, in the East, I've got Washington winning division, Atlanta, the Mets, Philly, and Miami. A lot of people think that I would put Atlanta as a wild card. I don't have them that way. In the Centrals, I have the Cardinals. Of course, it's the Central Division. We usually win that. So it's probably going to be the most competitive division in baseball, as it was last year. Somehow I'm going to put the Cubs in second place. I don't think it'll get enough wins to be in the playoffs, but I think they'll be a lot better. And I think some of the other teams in the league or in the division will go down, like in Milwaukee. I'll be third. Then Pittsburgh, and then Cincinnati. And I know a couple people out there are from Ohio and probably are going to be upset that I put them fifth, but I just don't see it with them. They are a big-time rival for the Cardinals now. It didn't used to be. Obviously, they were different divisions, but it was funny. They always put Cincinnati in the old days was in the Western Division while we were. It's just crazy about how they change things around. But in the West, I've got the Dodgers. I just got this feeling about them this year. And the Defenders, champions, the World Series man, the guys that are led by FSU graduate Busty Posey. San Francisco will be second, and the Padres will be third. And I'm going to think that they're going to be the two that will be in the wild card. I think the Padres have done a lot for themselves, and they deserve to be in it. And I love their new stadium, and San Diego is a great place to go. Well, that's why you would actually pick something. But when it comes to baseball, you never know. It could be a team from a small town or a small market that comes up, like Kansas City. Not that Kansas City is that small, but it's a small market team when we talk about Major League Baseball. After the Padres, I got the Diamondbacks and the Rockies at the end. Now, as far as predicting who's going to win and who's going to win in the going to the World Series, in the American, I've got Oakland playing against Boston, and I think that Boston's going to beat Oakland in the wild card, and they'll end up playing L.A. Angels, because I think L.A. is going to have probably the best record in the big leagues, and I think that L.A. will win that series, and that'll put them in the AL Champions League. The AL Champions Series. So Detroit would play in Baltimore, and I think Detroit's going to win that, and they'll play LA, and I think LA is going to win that. And they'll be in the World Series. I think they were probably the best team in the American League last year, but they screwed up, and Kansas City got hot, and that happens, especially in baseball. In the National League, I've got the Padres and San Francisco playing each other, and normally it always would go with San Francisco because they always win when they're in the playoffs. They always win, seems like. But I'm going to go with the Padres, and they're going to play in St. Louis, and then LA will play Washington, and I got Washington winning that series, and I got Cardinals to beat the Padres, and then we'll play Washington, and I think we'll beat them again. I think this is our year to get to the World Series again. In the World Series, I think we'll lose, unfortunately, to LA. I think they have the best team overall. Although if it's going to be Pujols is going to hit a home run against us in the bottom of the ninth, I guess, to win the World Series. I don't know what to think about that, but if it happens, it happens. Well, that's basically it. I've got LA to win the LA Angels to win the World Series. Of course, this means absolutely nothing because it'll be somebody like, who knows, that might come out of nowhere. Even the Marlins, you just don't know. So, if you have any comments about it, or you want to just talk about it, tell you who you believe, who's going to win. Also, I'd like to say is is baseball now fourth or fifth as far as popularity in the country? I know the commissioner continually says that a lot of people are still going to baseball games and stuff, but it's definitely different than when I was a kid. The whole father to son type of thing, or even father or mother to son or daughter. It's not really the same thing. Baseball is a different type of experience now. And as somebody who considers I'm old school when it comes to baseball, I would get rid of all the people that are been proved, with steroids and stuff. Their records would be gone. And I know that a lot of them were Cardinals, unfortunately. And that's, I remember when I was young, I'd see the Cardinals play, and they had maybe one guy that hit maybe 20 home runs a year. And we used our speed and athletic ability to play well. No, we didn't play really well at that time during the 70s. We weren't that good. But when the 80s came along and we became what I think baseball should be. Everybody's just big and fat now, and they wear uniforms that just big puffy ones. They're probably all on HGH. And that's another thing I have against baseball. I've always been a proponent of baseball. To me, it's one of those sports that it's like each game is a theater going on, or like going to a movie, and there's a reason why it has a ebb and fold. So, but anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.